What's up, folks? It's Coach Blaze Thompson here with 21 tips so you can bet on you in 2021. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have 7 tips on nutrition, 7 tips on strength training, and 7 tips on cardio to help you reach those fitness goals here in the next year. So let's kick it off. We're going to start off with the nutrition tips. So number 1 is going to be eat protein. You need to choose protein first anytime you choose your food. And it doesn't mean you have to eat tons of protein, but you got to get the minimum suggested serving size of 10 grams per serving for women, 15 grams of servings per men as a minimum amount of protein if you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and little consistent snacks in between, right? Second tip, eat breakfast every day. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Start it off with a nice healthy breakfast, and I'd prefer you eat real food first. So we're going to choose there eggs based on rule number 1, or some Greek yogurt or some cottage cheese, and then start building from there. Number 3, eat snacks. Ideally, you have your major meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you have small protein-based snacks in between to keep that metabolism rocking and rolling. Number 4, write down what you eat. If you will write down everything you put in your mouth and have accountability for that, it will help you exponentially with reaching your fitness goals because you'll see the truth, and the truth will set you free. Number 5, choose vegetables second. So when you're building your plate, you're going to choose protein, and then you want to pair it with a vegetable, preferably a green leafy vegetable because it's got that chlorophyll. It helps wash our cells from the inside out, and then you can move on to other food groups from there. Number 6, make conscious choices with your calorically dense foods. Now, traditionally we call those carbohydrates. We're looking at grains, so cereals, pastas, or whole grains, breads. But I also throw things like bananas in that category because they have like 130 calories per serving. Number 7, and the last nutrition tip is going to be drink at least 8 cups of water a day. Now, a cup of water is about this much water. A glass of water is going to be twice that much. So if you have a tall kitchen glass with each meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, then all you need is 1 small bottle of water outside of that, and boom, you've met your goal. So now we're going to move on to strength training. Here's our 7 tips for strength training coming up next. So on to strength training with tip number 8. Number 8 is warm up. You got to make sure to warm those muscles up before you do your strength training. Suggested to do about 3 to 5 minutes of cardio and then some dynamic flexibility work. It can be something as simple as opening your chest and closing it, doing some knee tucks, doing a few body weight squats, but that dynamic flexibility to get you ready to work better than static stretching, which has been shown to actually decreases your muscles performance for about 10 to 15 minutes. So do some dynamic flexibility in your warm up, be ready to go. Tip number 9. You want to start with your, ideally in each individual workout, larger muscle groups first. So I'm going to work things like chest or push, back or pull, and legs, right? Number 10, which goes right in that same vein, is choose compound exercises, things that are going to challenge more than one joint. So you're choosing big exercises, number 9, and then number 10, you're trying to choose big choices in regards to compound exercises, big muscle groups, and now big choices when you first train those muscle groups, and whittle your way down to smaller exercises from there. So an example would be squat, a chest press, or a push-up using 2 joints. Same thing with your back. We're doing a row, so you're using your shoulder, your elbow, and your wrist. From there, number 11, you got to get at least 2 days minimum of strength training to get results. And ideally, you wouldn't do those back-to-back. You do like a Monday, Thursday, or a Tuesday, Friday. You can get more days, but you got to get at least 2. Number 12. You're going to finish with the small stuff. So you want to put things like biceps and triceps and more single joint exercises near the end of your workout. So if you're doing a chest or a push day, I do a little bit of tricep work there at the end to finish it off because you're already using those little muscles and you're going to get more of your endocrine system involved on those bigger lifts, which means hormones, which is a good thing long-term wise. All right. Number 13 is make sure to rest. You actually build and heal those muscles when you're outside of the gym. And if you're just continually pounding them, not getting rest days in between your strength training days, you're going to end up getting injured. You're going to slow your progress down. So make sure to rest. And then number 14 is going to be prioritize. Think about what your goals are in regards to your physique, and then put those things, just your overall goal, like I want to grow my chest, or I want to, change my butt, whatever it is that you choose to do, and you want to put those things earlier in the week as far as your training protocols go. So put your priorities first. Now we're going to move on to cardio. got our 7 tips for cardio, and number 15 on our list. Number 15 is you've got to get at least a 20-minute minimum of cardio 3 days a week. Now, let's say you're really out of shape. You can do 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and add it up to 20 minutes over the course of the day. But ideally, you build to where you can get at least 20 minutes consistent exercise 3 days a week. Tip number 16 is going to be start slow. You don't need to go out and run sprints right off the bat. Realistically, you'd start with walking and you'd build yourself up over time. Tip number 17. Listen to some music or go to what I call YouTube University whenever you do your workouts. So you're going to get 20% more benefit out of it. It makes it 20% easier to do once you get some music going or you go to YouTube University. I like doing long walks in the woods and learning about history or learning about things that interest me. I encourage you to do the same thing. Number 18, vary your intensity. And this is even if you are an experienced exerciser. You cannot always train hard. You've got to suggest that have an easy day. So this is a light walking. You can make a pack if you want to make it a little harder. A moderate day of exercise, working on that oxygen consumption. So now it's like a light jog. And then at least one high intensity day a week as well as your fitness level gets up. So this is going to burst your heart rate and bring it back down and teach you recovery. But varying that intensity, make sure you don't get burned out, but it also makes sure that you make sure your heart is the most effective muscle you got and gets the most work out of what you're doing. Because if you're always training low, you're not teaching at that recovery rate, you're not teaching how to burn lots of calories per session. All right. Number 19, keep your body guessing. Vary up what you do. Don't always do the same thing. Even if it's taking one trail one day and then the next time you do cardio, doing that trail the opposite direction. Because what your body has to do is has to adapt to that stimulus, which means it's going to burn a few extra calories. So if I'm walking on the treadmill every single time for my cardio, I may burn 200 calories walking on that treadmill today. But if I keep doing that same thing, my body wants to survive. It's going to be more efficient down the road. And so I may only burn 150 calories doing that same thing 2 or 3 weeks later. So by adjusting the incline, maybe getting on an elliptical, doing something different, you're going to keep your body guessing and burning those calories. Number 20, suggested to have a workout buddy. Some of the best friends you'll ever make are friends that you'll make doing cardio. There's more than one reason for that. One is they're there consistently. You're going to see them quite a bit. They're going to be an integral part of your life. Another, though, is when you're moving the left and right foot, you're also moving the left and right side of your brain. So that cognitive and that creative piece get involved. You get that going on with another person, and boom, the time flies by. And not only are you best friends, but you're holding each other accountable and getting better. And the final tip, tip number 21, the most important cardio you can do is walking. Walking is what we were designed to do. It's great for the hips. It's great for the glutes. So many people think you got to train hard to get great results. But realistically, the best form of cardio you can find is just walking. And, you know, America, we're a fantastic country, but most of us are obese. And one of my philosophies is that we think it's got to be so hard. Make it easy. Get out there and walk. So that is your 21 tips. For 21, I guarantee if you will apply those tips, you will have a fantastic year in your fitness. You can do this. I got your back. Much love and be well.